just a reminder to hold on. Ain't gonna cry or go home. Stay strong, yeah. Walls keep closing in, closing in. I keep going in, going in. See that I'm gonna be the first, but they praying that I won't let. And you know that I get better when I wanna get better.
On my grind, it's 24/7, I don't settle. I demand my respect, cause they'll finesse you if you let them. Told myself I was the champion, went and got the medals. I showed the world my true colors and they was black and yellow. I let the past be the past, I'm on a new level. It's hard to pick which car to drive, I got a few of them. The first to make it cross the line like a true winner. Cause if you knew better, then you do better. Yeah, better when I wanna get better.
Look at us here at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, a good one in store here. It's the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Jets. Nick Folk ready to do the honors. And away we go from East Rutherford. Isaac Gorindo to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. Leading them out, a player known, yes, for that draft status, but also as a great methodical passer. I know you love this guy, Brock. The last pick of the 2022 draft, it's Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant right at first. You better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent. He knows how to see it, how to feel it, how to deliver it, and most importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They kick the running back in motion. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they're staring at 4th and long. The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. He has it at the 33. And this return finally comes to an end. What a stretch it was to give his guys a short field.
I see the bunch of mean guys in the band and a tie. Going on the west side, giving side eyes. Ain't nobody that I really recognize. Ain't surprised to survive the killer vibe. Probably the reason we die trying to feel alive, but I'm incentivized.
So the Jets take the field for their first drive. And we'll get a look at a man who's been around the block quite a few times now in the NFL.
I think many of us in the NFL, Kate, we always admired the special teamers, right? They're usually the first ones out in practice. They have extra meetings, extra time. And when they do their job extraordinarily well, especially early in a game and flip the field position, you want to do all you can to pay off this opportunity.
3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing off the play fake. Give him about 16 yards on that game, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
16 yards. That's good for a Jets. First down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Oh, can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
They they just could not even find a sliver of breathing room on that first down, and this is not an envious spot for this play caller to be in. I don't know what to go to now.
And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you kind of set yourself up. Actually, you've set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
This opening drive has reached the 5. Can they find 6 now on 3rd and goal? Here's Taylor. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. All right, partner, testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is?
To win it. And he missed it. It's no good. And we continue to await our opening score of this ballgame.
They could have gone for it for sure, Kate. I'm sure there's some folks on that sideline asking why they didn't go for a touchdown. But they took what they felt like was a guaranteed 3 points. But that miss is a stunning reminder. There is never a guarantee in the NFL.
This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
On the gun is Purdy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. Out to his wide out is a screen. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. Thomas Morstead on the punt. And he's only a handful of yards from his own goal line. Fielded just beyond his 40. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The second drive coming up now for the Jets offense. And no doubt still some disappointment internally, at least, after their last drive ended empty-handed following that missed field goal. They go play action on 1st down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think those big old boxing gloves might have made a better catch and a better call than receiver gloves right there for that one. It is going to be a fight to hang on the ball, and we just saw physicality personified.
They give on 2nd to Hall. Oh, he put him in the spin cycle. And he's able to get it past midfield and down on the 49ers side. Nickel set from the Niners on 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up
3rd and long. They're going to throw. It's him on the end route. And they make the tackle at the 38. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good for a New York 1st down. New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38.
38-yard line.
To the air, Taylor. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. After the incompletion, still at the 38, it's 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
They give to Hall on the draw. And this drives him back at a field goal range, Brock, as he's stopped for loss of yardage. The rookie from Texas there on the tackle. We've finished 1 quarter in what's still a scoreless game. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. More from MetLife coming right up. Time for the 2nd quarter of play. It's Jets football. They're stuck behind the sticks on 3rd and long. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete.
That's almost as good as a sack. Almost, Kate. Because those defenders, they like to have sacks more than incompletions. But defensive coordinators, they love pressure and forcing the issue. And that's why the QB had to get rid of it.
Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And this weather, Brock, has been disrupting a lot of what both of these teams are trying to do. At this point, you gotta wonder who's going to switch up their game plan first.
Yeah, when you practice indoors or out under the clear skies, you don't get a lot of this. It is coming down on them.
San Francisco to the line. It's 1st and 10.
Get set.
On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
First and 10 from the 32.
Get set.
Looking to throw, Purdy. Don't try forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Sisco. Well, we all know, Brock, those slot guys start piling up receptions, and that makes them a priority target for the defense.
Yep.
They kept someone nearby, and they pick off that check down.
If a play breaks down in today's football, like back in my day, last century, you check down the running back. That's not the case anymore. These slot receivers, well, they're as big a security blanket as running backs are, but the defenses, to your point, Kate, they figured it out too. And that defense, well, they didn't just figure it out in their head. They went out and executed with their bodies to take it away.
Bronco 80. Ready.
Hall running between the tackles. He's going to look ahead for a couple here. It's 3rd down now.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On him quick, and they bring it down. And they come up big on 3rd down there with a set.
Pretty even match in this first half. You just kind of wait. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. Deep for the 49ers is Sky Moore. Now the 49ers getting set to go on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
'49ers to the line. 1st and 10. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. He's running with it. He gets 16 yards on that play. And that gives the 49ers the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
On the counter, McCaffrey. And he charges through the snow for a gain of 4. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Going run again with McCaffrey. And this is headed the wrong way. They're going to lose yards here. It's going to bring up 3rd down. That goose egg up on the scoreboard, Brock, that is not going away anytime soon if they keep having plays like that.
They really need something, an injection of energy here. Nothing will take the spark out of a series quite like getting stuck for a loss.
Pass brought in by Jennings. And they're going to bring him down just as we've come up to the 2-minute warning. Now, we are still scoreless in this one as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Stick around. More from MetLife Stadium on the other side. We've set it down from 37. Pretty throwing here on 1st. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that means it'll be 1st down San Francisco. From the red zone on 1st. Short pass brought in. And he He's stopped as we get closer to our first point of this ball game. It's going to be first and goal now.
Hey, on the quick.
That's another 49er first down.
Line up the design keeper. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal. Leading 10 yards now as they line up at second and goal.
Second and goal at the Jets' 10-yard line.
Empty backfield now. Running back motions out left. And he brings it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers get some late points and the lead.
Eddie Pinheiro lining up for the extra point.
Point after from Pinheiro is up and good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Kene Wangu. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. The Jets getting one final go at it on offense here before halftime. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one up. And that is exactly what they were after, Brock. A good 8-yard run there on first down. The Jets take their first time out. First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes second and 1. They go right back to Hall. And his short game gets them a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Timeout taken by New York. That's its second.
On the set.
New set of downs from 37.
Here we go, set.
Taylor. Throw right side, caught by Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds after it looks like about a yard there. Second down coming up.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They'll come to the line here, second and 9.
Here's Penny.
He'll throw it. And this one's not going to connect. Knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's third down.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down. So a one-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen in Orlando, where I promise you the weather is much nicer than what we've been watching. But who doesn't love a snow globe game? And the meteorologists tell us we're in for more of it in the second half. So time now to get back out and join our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewitt.
All right, Scott, thanks so much for that check-in. The blizzard here has not subsided as we're back for the start of our second half. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Here's Isaiah Davis on the return. Making some progress here. They're going to bring him down as he gets it to the 33. So to begin the third quarter, the New York offense returning to the field. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair.
Come on. Set. Not ready.
Looking to throw, Taylor. Throw left side, complete. It's a small gain up to the 38. Down by Fred Warner.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
They're going to run out of the pistol with Hall. And he's going to get this to the opposing 41. Get 22 out of that play. And that's good for a Jets first down.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Another Jets. First down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ball takes it straight ahead. And it looks like he got beyond the line, but it is pretty tough to see amidst this snow. And they're going to say, yep, it's a gain of 1.
Brings up second.
Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Taylor now. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Yikes. As that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation. It's just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
They'll throw. 3rd and long. Another drop. The last 2 plays both should have been intercepted, but neither could be brought in. However, Brock, they do at least force this 4th down.
There defensively.
And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And the deficit stays at 7.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing, but that's exactly what happened.
Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
First and 10 at the 48.
Working out of the gun. It's Purdy. Falls to the ground out left. Incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And that one doesn't get him much, even maybe a yard. It's 3rd down.
He's taken down at the 50-yard line. A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. On 3rd down, Purdy really fired that one, but they couldn't connect.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. The Jets out to begin another drive. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal trying to miss the mark. They'll start this one out with Hall. And tough running as the elements continue offering up a challenge partner. He is only able to get back to the line there. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
Let's go now. Check, Panthers.
Here's Hall once more. And he'll get it up to the 44. Trying to work quickly now.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good for a Jets. First down.
Throwing, Taylor. Batted away at the line, incomplete. He didn't put it high enough to get it over that line. 2nd down coming up.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
Here's Hall on the give. He's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for a New York first down.
Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
First down, play action. Flushed out of the pocket. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. Picked by Marquise Siegel. And the 49ers are tackled on the return right along their own 40-yard line. They'll get a stoppage here. Looks like there's a Jet in some discomfort following that play. The 49ers find themselves in a great starting spot here. 1st and 10 coming up. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And this Passes across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Well, more often than not, it's a passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. Get that big play potential on the ground. Jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory.
Get set, get set.
Put a receiver in motion right. Going to the ground again on first. And tough running as the elements continue offering up a challenge, partner. He is only able to get back to the line there. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Back to McCaffrey on 2nd down. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's 49ers football. We'll see if they can close things out for a win. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Get set, get set. IT, watch out.
To the air on 3rd and long. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first. All set to go now from the 35.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, San Francisco.
Tight end in motion now. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he will be taken down. That much we know. Tough to see where, though. Looks like they're going to have it as a gain of 3. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
Get set, get set.
Sending a tight end in motion left. They stick with McCaffrey. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Every offense in this league is looking for a back who can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. You feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can, well, eat up space when the lanes are open. A little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler tries to meet him in the hole.
We added 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
On the toss, it's McCaffrey. And they come through with a big stop there. Got him down for a loss as they keep fighting back here in the 4th. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. Quite the drive they're putting together here, partner. This is the 9th play event as they get set for 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Brought in. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. There's some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also pulls the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
This one stopped at the 3-yard line. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. 49ers feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. He's back to throw. And he'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. He has the San Francisco touchdown. 49ers go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. Pinheiro good on the extra point. And the 49ers double their lead to 14.
Jets, nothing.
Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Wangu now to return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Jets have their offense ready to go again. This could be the decisive drive. Down 2 scores late. They've got to find some points to get it back within 1. Jets getting ready for this 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And he swats that deep shot away, but he better not celebrate just yet. Looks like his contact drew a flag. They may still get this yardage. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. Here's Taylor. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked up by Fred Warner. And the 49ers see their return stop just a little bit short of their own 30. Well, what better way to follow up one interception than by getting back out there and picking off another on the first play of the very next drive.
And think of all the work the offense just did on the sideline to try and recover. Okay, let's put together a good plan. Here's your adjustment. And in just one play, you flush it all down the toilet.
The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. And they should just be able to kneel out what time remains. There's 3 timeouts defensively still available, but using them is not going to alter this outcome. San Francisco to the line. It's 1st and 10. Jennings coming in motion right. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. He's going to get up to speed through that snow to break off a gain of 5. 1st down run gets him 6. So now it is 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Watch out!
And send him over right. A run with McCaffrey. He's going to be held up after gaining 2, so a little shy of that marker. 3rd down coming up.
Jamian Sherwood on the tackle. It's a gain of 3.
Outside.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Watch out!
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. He will have the 1st down there for the 49ers. That should do it, Brock. They can take down this win. So the 49ers earn the win in this one. And these guys don't normally have to deal with the wintry weather when they take the field, but they adapted marvelously to these adverse conditions and get to take a win home now to their much warmer temperatures. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the 49ers as we say so long from New York.
Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to USAA Stadium. USAA, an official salute to service partner of Madden and the NFL. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The kicker, Chad Ryland, has this one teed up. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
As I remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia, he was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Here we go.
Smith. Here's Tucker, complete on the right side. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Las Vegas first down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Returning right back to Lockett.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. Gino going to hand it to Genty. Now inside the 25. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Ashton Genty, 57 yards. And the Raiders put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by Carson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. The Cardinals making their way out, and it's the #1 overall pick in 2019, Kyler Murray at the helm.
And when you have a guy like Kyler Murray under center, it not only opens up your playbook, it allows you to draw up even more plays because he's among the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the league and a true playmaker. If flushed out in the pocket, he might even be more dangerous. The next step for him, being able to throw on rhythm and deliver from the pocket.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Murray. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, and make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
At their own 26-yard line.
Now Smith. Short throw caught by Bowers. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. He hits his target, Lockett. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 43. A run straight ahead with Genty. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef, that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now Smith. Throw left side, pulled in by Tucker. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. From the gun, here's Smith. That is caught. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 17-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
As a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. They work now on 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Genty. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 of the 12. And third and 5. This will be the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, Smith. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Geno Smith. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Raiders have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They've been outplayed early, no question, down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. That was going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Now it's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Murray. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. To throw, it's Murray. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down.
That's good for a Cardinals first down. First and 10.
Now Murray again. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he stopped immediately there. Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop. 2nd and 10. Murray going to throw. That pass completed to Dortch. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Here's Murray. Got his man. It's Dortch. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. Murray now going to do it himself. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
On 1st and 10 is Counter. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Connor going to get it again on 2nd down. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
That's good.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. Now he'll tuck it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Murray now to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
3rd and goal.
Throwing now is Murray. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Chad Weiland on for the field goal. A 32-yard attempt.
Oh, that's offline. He hooked it. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield, try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
Now 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Smith.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Lockett the man in motion. Back to throw, Smith.
That's to Bowers once again.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Smith now to throw. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Throwing is Smith.
That's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Smith.
Well, throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've got a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And this will be taken at the 13. So halftime straight ahead, and that means we go to Scott Hanson. It is our EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott, take it away.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hanson and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in the 2nd half. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Cardinals ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. Now, they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the 2nd half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. On the counter, it's Connor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Murray now. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Murray again. This is counter. And the big boys up front. They're going to stop him right at the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to dropping for an 8-yard loss.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. On 1st down, it's Genty. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Cardinals' 40-yard line.
Here's Smith. Slant route, and he finds Thornton. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And it's 3rd down.
Throwing now is Gino. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, partner, given where that drive started, that's an excellent job defensively to force them into 4th down.
Fourth down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now, penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now a handoff coming left, Connor. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. The tackle made by Landon Roberts. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, having a partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
Connor going to get it again on 2nd down. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8. To throw is Murray. He'll try and do this himself. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Connor up in the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Second and 9. On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach, frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Here's Murray. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain, or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball. Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Geno now to throw. One chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Mack Wilson leading the surge there as he kicks. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. A run out of the gun with Genty. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Aaron Browning, the one who brought him down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll go again with Genty. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll start the drive with a give the counter. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do...
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Max Crosby able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. This would be one heck of a record if he makes this. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores. How about this starting field position? 1st and goal from 2 yards out. A tough day for this offense continues. One of the best chances to get on the scoreboard there, couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's going to happen for him today, does it? I mean, opportunity after opportunity, play after play has gone against them the entire game. They probably feel a little bit like Schlep Rock, got that black cloud over their heads.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Genty will score. Touchdown Raiders. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. And the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now Murray. Now he's going to step up and run. Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. With the football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. That's to the left side, taken in by Harrison. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's a gain of 4.
To throw, it's Murray. Short one here, caught by McBride. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Murray's got to have this one. He'll try to do it himself. And it's incomplete. They could not convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position.
Up the middle, it's Jensen. 68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Now a handoff to Jensen.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start on the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
Encroachment. Defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Encroachment. Defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.
I learned to swim from all your burnt bridges. Say you're the poet and the prophet, but you never saw me coming. Always starving for attention, and I got the kind you wanted, and it's killing you now. You wanna spin it around, but the truth's still the truth. Nothing you can do. I feel it in my bones. Won't bring me down, no, not even close. Go ahead and throw your stones, but you can't stop this. You can't stop this. Hey, 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 you can't stop this. Hey, 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 you can't stop this. I had a dream, and now I live it. Ain't it a gift to know it's God-given? I'm not gonna waste it. Stop wasting your breath. Stop speaking in whispers. Say that with your chest. I feel it in my bones. Won't bring me down, no, not even close. You can't stop this. You can't stop this. Hey, 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 you can't stop this. Hey, 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 you can't stop this.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us across the Atlantic and along the River Liffey in the wonderful city of Dublin, Ireland. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Detroit Lions. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, so happy to be here. We are underway from Dublin, folks, in the NFL International Series. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really, really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl, and came really within one quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Off play action. Here's Goff. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 4.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now Goff. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
At the 42-yard line.
Goff now to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Goff. Hard throw, incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So here come the Saints now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Louisville.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now Shuck. Open man is tipped him. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Here's 3rd and 3. Here's Shuck. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have his Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down, Saints.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. That is caught by Vele. It'll be a gain of just a yard. And it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
There's Chris Olave. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave, 52 yards. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. But Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Now a play fake, and it's gone. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
Play action. It's Goff. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
It was Julian Blackmon who got a hand in to knock it away.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Off the fake, now Shuck's going to throw. Olave over the middle. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
1st down, New Orleans.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Shuck now to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. By Lee McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him.
It's 2nd down.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Working out of the gun here, Shuck. Little short pass here to Hill. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he stopped immediately there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll throw. Here's Shuck. This one taken in by Olave. They'll give him 4 yards there. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Shuck out of the shotgun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case. I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Here's Goff. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. The Saints offense and Chris Olave getting set to take over once more. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again to Kamara running right. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's Aiden Hutchinson. He was determined to blow that play up, and he sure did. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. To throw now, Shuck. It's Hill, complete. That'll give him 8 that time, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. To throw is Shuck. And he'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
They bring pressure there on 3rd down, but this is a nice job of picking it up and making sure their guy has time to deliver the football. And they wind up getting the first down.
Kamara up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. That stop made by Jack Campbell. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. From the 21, here's a 2nd down and 9. Throwing, Shuck. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. And that one too wide and incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now gone. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
So that flag will set him back 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Here's Goff. Now he'll tuck this and run. That pass caught. It's Williams. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up,
right.
Hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football. And then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think.
Here's Goff. And a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Lante Taylor. And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Let's go now.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Pitch and catch to Moreau to tight end. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 5. And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand it Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. He'll try and do this himself. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. He completes it to Olave. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards to the 16 and a first down.
And the Saints first down.
Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Shuck. Oh, that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. The throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal. And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Only able to get it to the 2-yard line on his return. Not going to make a lot of friends on your team when you only get it that far.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And oh, it's a safety. Goff got buried in the end zone. He couldn't get rid of it. So these two teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to Orlando. Here's Scott Hansen with our halftime report. Scott?
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
And a solid run down inside the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Kamara. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 17 yards for Alvin Kamara. And the Saints have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Lions, nothing.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Yeah, Detroit back in possession of the football. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
First down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery. And he's going to be brought down to the back of the 33-yard line. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard.
10 yards on the pickup.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he gets it down to the 32. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10.
180!
Counterplay, here's Gibbs. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
20!
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag, that'll push him back 5.
Still second down.
Gone. And will be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. They'll be looking to get in the end zone again. Had the touchdown, as you see, last drive on 4 carries. And during the break, we were looking at some of the replays from the previous drive. Really good holes created, great space.
Yeah, I like the observation you had there during that break about, okay, they've got to do something to slow down their runners. So is it bringing in more defensive linemen? Is it dropping in extra linebackers? What are you going to do? Personally, I'm going to take my safety and drop him into the box. I'm going to have at least 7 in there until he shows that he can beat me through the air.
Yeah.
Got to slow down the running.
I was just going to say, you'll take the exposure in the passing game over the top until you can prove that you can stop the running game.
Sometimes you go cold because you haven't thrown it in a while. Let's see if he can heat up again.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's second and 10 from the 20. Now Shuck. Little short pass here to Hill.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. But we'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to the Emerald Isle. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Shuck. Over the middle, he finds Velo. Down the left sideline. Inside the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Devon Velo, 79 yards. And the Saints up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now.
29. Lions nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their own 23.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff now looking to throw. It's complete to Williams. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. Finding Williams once more, complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Goff.
Now he's going to step.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Brian Brzee fought in and got him down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
And off down to Gibbs.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Open man right side is St. Brown. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First down.
To throw is Goff. And yet again, Goff is intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one. And even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
The try here for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Detroit's offense ready to take over. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
What's that?
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 46 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now it's gone. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Chase Young able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Goff now to throw. That'll be caught by St. Brown. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now Goff. He's got it to Williams. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Wright's got it. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Goff. And he whips that one incomplete there.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here we go. 180. What's that?
Goff now looks to throw. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11.
First down. First and 10.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Goff throwing again. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Third and 3.
What's that?
Now gone. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Goff and that Lions offense staying on the field. They'll try for 2.
The Lions will set up.
They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The party, I assure you, just getting started as we say so long, everybody, from Dublin.